Good afternoon. At 6:30 p.m. last evening, Clinton police were called to respond to 367 Water Street, apartment number 5, to check on the well-being of a resident there. Police found inside 58-year-old Roger A. Bemis, who was deceased inside his apartment. Mr. Bemis had injuries that indicated it was obvious that foul play had occurred. State police detectives assigned to the Worcester County DA's office were also called and responded. A search warrant was granted for the residents, and neighbors and others were interviewed and are in the process of being interviewed. Information led police to a suspect identified as Dean A. Valchis, age 48, at an address in Berlin, Massachusetts. The state police stop team was called in to assist in the arrest, and as the state police stop team responded to the residents, they heard moaning coming from the backyard of the house. It appeared that the suspect had fallen from a tree stand and had become seriously injured, and he was transported to a local hospital. Mr. Valchis was charged with assault and battery, causing serious bodily injury. He remains hospitalized and an arraignment is pending. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner has accepted the case. An autopsy is being performed as we speak, and they will determine the cause and manner of Mr. Bemis' death. The case remains under investigation by the state police detectives assigned to the Worcester County District Attorney's Office, the Clinton Police, the Berlin Police, and State Police Crime Scene Services. The Chief would also like to add a couple of words.
Yes, I would like to commend the District Attorney's Office, the State Police, the Clinton and Berlin Police on quickly identifying a suspect and bringing him into custody. I'd also like to thank the members of the community that assisted us in the investigation, and I just want everyone to know that they should feel safe conducting their daily activities in town.
Any questions? We're going to be limiting the questions. We are very early in the investigation, but as the Chief said, this is an isolated incident. There does not appear to be any danger to any of the residents in Clinton or Berlin at this time.
What was the connection between these two men?
That's still under investigation. I don't have that for you right now.
Any reason to believe it was random?
Again, part of the investigation, we don't believe it was random. No, though, it also appeared that the deceased had been dead for several days.
DA, can you just explain, so after you found Mr. Bemis in his house, you went to Berlin and you found the suspect, he was in a tree or he already fallen out of a tree?
He was in a tree stand, something that's used for hunting, basically. It was behind the house, it was behind the residence. As the state police stop team was closing in on the residence, and I emphasize, before they got there, it appeared that he had fallen out of the tree stand and had incurred injuries that were very serious.
Is it possible he had tried to harm himself, or was this an accident?
We don't have anything with regards to that at this point. Again, it's so early in the investigation. He literally was just found a very short time ago.
Was there a disagreement or any sort of issue between the two?
We don't know that at this point. Again, still very early in the investigation. It's a very active and ongoing crime scene. There are interviews that have been conducted and need to be conducted. I can't give you anything on that.
You mentioned that there was obvious foul play. Can you describe the nature? Are we talking head injuries or wounds that were consistent with knives, guns,
Can't get into that at this point. So we're going to let the Office of the Medical Examiner do the autopsy. But the injuries were open and they were obvious.
What brought you to the apartment, and was it a well-being check? Or
It was a well-being check. Clinton Police was called and they responded promptly to the residents.
he was alone? He'd been deceased for several days?
He had been deceased for some time, yeah. It appears several days.
Do you know anything about a Super Bowl party at his apartment on Sunday night, and that's when these people were together?
He may have been deceased for that amount of time. I can't speculate on that at this point. We still need to do some further investigation. Like I said, it was obvious that he had been dead for some time. The exact time right now, we can't tell you.
Any weapons recovered there at the home where you found the suspect?
Still part of the investigation. I can't give you that right now either.
Do you know if he was hiding out in that tree house, hunting tree stands?
Well, like I said, when the state police stop team arrived at the residence, they were called up. They were concerned about various things. When they arrived at the residence, they heard the moaning in the backyard. They went to the back of the house. It was apparent that he had fallen out of the tree stand.
So what is Dean going to be charged with? What are the charges exactly?
right now, assault and battery causing serious bodily injury. I expect the charges will change pending the autopsy, and as a result, the state police detectives, the Clinton police fine work with regards to the interviews that they've done and are going to continue to do. I don't want to speculate on that at this point, but we do have those charges for sure right now.
Is it possible that they got into some kind of fight and he left and then?
I don't want to speculate on that right now. Again, still early investigation. Really, we literally just got to the defendant just within an hour, a couple hours.
Were either of these individuals known to police before?
Not really. We knew who they were, but
Julia, what brought you to the defendant's home? You said a couple of hours ago. What brought you there?
As the facts unfolded, as the evidence presented itself, and I said, good work, good interviews, good detective work, good police work. That brought us to the defendant's home.
And the friend who called police, were they just concerned because they hadn't been able to get in touch with him? Like, what was the nature of that?
It was along those lines, yes. They requested the well-being check. He hadn't been